All right, so the tyrant. In the previous episode, episodes, they should be the most important. In fact, if shorter, hopefully, inshallah, a better version of this taped story will be made. Um, these episodes, I mean, the story, what I can extract from them should be at the core, should be the most important, because it's not all the time that you have the chance to take part in a revolution, even if, again, that joke, what are you doing, my siesta, and after that maybe a revolution. This was not so serious in that there were many funny elements, but my purpose here is not to try and analyze. I'm not a historian. I'm not able to do this technically. I'm just trying to offer my personal story, and in what regards to the episodes of the revolution, to put in my account for what it's worth, and to be proud to in front of my 3 viewers that I took part in this thing. I mean, it's a reason to be proud. I mean, it wasn't really like in Latin America. It wasn't really a serious revolution. I mean, we had Iliescu, we had the Gorbachev type of leader after that, and the people who were killed by friendly fire, soldiers killed by other soldiers, and so on. So it wasn't really 1789 and the monarchy is eliminated, the king beheaded. Well, yes, Ceausescu was shot dead on Christmas, and then something changed, but it wasn't liberté, égalité, fraternité replacing tyranny. It was something the mountains kicked each other, and a ridiculous moose, as in, I don't know the Latin, but there is a Latin quote there with the mountains kicking heads, and just a ridiculous mouse comes out of all this big clash. So whatever the size, the authenticity, the value, the relative gains, it was something. And besides, I don't have much else. Most of us, so there it is. Plus, no, I mean, I can say, because if you're watching this, you're either very wrong. I mean, you make serious mistakes, and you can add this to the ones you make. I mean, watching something that is not really waste of your time, but otherwise maybe you're a loyal fan, and then you know some things, and I can be proud. I can say that indeed that it was something dangerous. It was something terrifying. It was something for which the hero of the nation title and benefits were initiated. A program was put in place for the nation to be grateful, and it should be to us. And besides, I'm just boasting here. I'm just taking advantage, as much as this is, which is next to nothing. But otherwise, pecuniary, financial, otherwise, no, I didn't benefit. So let me just give myself a pat on the back and hey, bask in the glory of the hero title. Only figuratively, only unofficially here. So, yeah, I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Too much emotion. So, on the day the Ceausescu left, the 22nd of September, we went to the television station. People were cheerful, but then they started shooting at some point. But the gunfire, heavy gunfire caught us at the what is today Revolution Square, and at that time it was the place where it all started. We had the building of the Central Committee on one side and the old Royal Palace on the other. Now the Museum of Art, National Museum of Art of the country. And there were tanks, I remember there were tanks there. We were standing among the tanks with some other people. I can't remember for some reason who it was. I'm thinking maybe Rotsoi, a former colleague and a sort of friend, even if he was actually interested in my sister. So, can you call that a friend? If it's in your presence because he wants this connection. Anyway, and I'm thinking one girl who was also a student back then, Termina. And then later on, she would become, I think, an assistant, and maybe now she's a professor, a lecturer, something at this university, at geology, geophysics, or maybe elsewhere. She went to another, where's the wood country? I'm not sure. And it's again a puzzle. There was too much. I tried to explain this with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or something, a defense mechanism which made me eliminate quite a lot from what was going on then. I just don't have it anymore. And for quite some time I expected, I was very surprised by this. I expected these details to be there. I mean, if I remember anything from the past, this is what should be there. I was thinking, engraved with Termina, with an iron, like they brand cattle. That should be there. But 10:45 or 10. No, I don't know. I remember this. We were hiding. When they started shooting, we were hiding. But then gradually, we came to stand up, and we didn't just go to some places where there were rifles, machine guns, whatever, to put the eye at the end to see if they really shoot or something. I mean, we weren't that crazy or stupid or relaxed, but we saw that there was no danger for us. In other words, this is when I could see what would later become clear, that in fact there was a lot of friendly fire. They weren't terrorists, they were just thinking somebody's there and shooting. And from here, soldiers would start shooting. There's someone there. And then they would just smash all the windows and smash that corner of the apartment building. Or in the Revolution Square, there was a building which supposedly belonged to the Securitate. That was pretty much destroyed. The ex-royal palace, the former royal palace, was also destroyed because they were thinking somebody's shooting from there. And if they were thinking that, they just smashed the place up. So basically, there was no danger for those in the square, for those down, because there wasn't anybody shooting at them. But with the fear, with the panic, with the stupidity, with the lack of training, with so much more, all the panic created by the stupid people from the television station, or those who just wanted to feel important, or I don't know. It's a complicated web there, and I'm not getting into that. We still don't know details, degrees of responsibility. They tried to reopen the dossier, the case, to indict eventually, to Termina find culprits. So, for many years, and even now, I consider Iliescu and the others who took power as responsible for much of what happened, because they gave the wrong orders. They were the ones peddling this, ultimately a conspiracy theory. They're trained terrorists. Ceausescu is trying to stay in power. And he has a structure, he has trained terrorists, he has agents, he has whatever. And they're shooting, they're trying to kill people. And they maneuver troops, they maneuver people, and they call civilians to come and take arms and defend the revolution, the new regime, the new leaders. And in fact, they killed each other. If they were not to call civilians and different army units and into action, people would not have been killed. So this is what happened in those days. And in the next episode, because I have to stop because this idiot is not allowing me to continue. It's blowing my mind up. Meeting Newsweek, Michael Myers, and then Time Magazine, and then starting working for some news outlets and media corporations, which would offer an initial capital that would be used, and then some of the next steps in the next episodes.